Juan Flores, let's go. Says, hello, Abe. My name is Juan Flores. I would like to become a character designer. I worked for a few years making designs. Oh, wait, sorry. Because Melody, I don't think... Well, I did give you the advice of making pieces a little bit more complex. Like, think about how they would live in a full environment, right? Or in a complete project. And also, your topology is fine. Don't worry too much about it. Some of the shapes here are a little bit wobbly. Cars are complicated. You saw the car in one of the previous portfolios. So keep that in mind, but your topology is fine. Like, you have the understanding of topology, so don't worry too much about that. I would like to become a character designer. I worked for a few years making designs for 3D printing. Nowadays, I'm taking your retopology course to then do substance and be able to complete the workbook properly. Do you think that with the work I currently have, I could apply for some job positions? Well, let's take a look. If you want me to be completely honest, and since we're going very real right now, Juan, I don't think it's there yet. But not from a technical perspective, from a creativity perspective. What do I mean by this? This one right here, this is from Ratchet & Clank, if I'm not mistaken. And it says here that you did this for your university. First of all, a very common mistake that you guys make is metals. So when rendering metals, and Marmoset real quick, when rendering metals, a very, very sort of like common mistake or common... That other exercise that I was working on. Give me 1 second. File. This one. Let's try this one. There we go. So remember this alien from a couple of weeks ago, right? So if this was made out of pure metal, pure metal. Color. No vertex color. There we go. If this is made out of pure metal and we don't have any environment, this is very, very important. We don't have any environment. We just have lights. It looks very fake. See that? So here we have a couple of lights that are illuminating the character, and see how fake that sort of like metal bit looks? I'm going to go without ray tracing. It looks horrible. It looks horrible. Why? Because metals need an environment to be reflected, okay? They need an environment to be able to see what's going on and to reflect the things around them. So whenever you're doing metal renders, like what you have right... Where is it? So when you're doing renders like this one, Juan Francisco, it's very, very important that we include an HDRI with a little bit of an environment so that we can actually see what's going on. Because otherwise we're going to see very, very intense shadows over here, okay? So... what I see right now on your portfolio, unfortunately, is that we have a lot of fan art. We have Hollow Knight, we have this one from, I think it's again Ratchet & Clank or something like that, and then we have this one from Darksiders, right? So if you're going to be doing characters and you're going to be doing the full process, right, retopology and things like that, we need to see a little bit more like this, okay? This is a little bit more original, again, very cartoonish, sort of like social media-esque, right? But this is good. This is a good one. I don't see... retopology and textures, so they tell me that this is probably just polypaint, but this is a good model. So you could retopologize this character and get her game ready, and that would be a lot more valuable than just having all of this sculpts, okay? This boss, again, busts are fine, especially if you already have full characters, but it is important to complete the process. So my advice for you, my friend, is look for some character concept arts, not AI, ideally. So look for some character concept arts, and get some information or try to do a character that has a little bit of everything, right? So a little bit of like metal bits, a little bit of leather, a little bit of skin, a little bit of metals. So if you do this character right here and you do the full process, that's a lot more valuable as a character artist, okay? It's very, very important that you do this as a character artist. And in order to be a character artist, you do need to fulfill sort of like the whole process, which is high poly, low poly for games. High poly, low poly, UVs, bakes, and texture. If you can do those 5 things, that's a very well-rounded character artist for the industry. Okay? Let's see. Nowadays, people are expected to learn everything in 3D. Like, your characters should know hard surface texturing, rigging, or wrapping, and many other things to be considered. It takes a while to learn. Yes, it does take a while to learn Secret Talks, but here's the thing. It takes it takes a lot less time than it took back in the day. Okay, and again, that's the thing. Back in the day, I'm talking 20 years ago, before I even started, it was very difficult to learn everything, and that's why you needed huge teams. Now, as technology keeps moving forward, you need smaller and smaller teams because one person can do a lot of the process. Like nowadays, for instance, I could do pretty much the whole process all the way to rigging and skinning. So from initial construction and blocking of the character all the way to rigging and skinning. That's usually where I would stop because I don't really know animation that much. I can do basic animations, but that's pretty much it. And it's not expected for someone to be able to do the whole process. But I've seen people who do games and they do the full thing. They do all the art, they do all the sound design, they do all the animation, they do all the graphic design. Of course, it's not to the best quality as if you had a team for each specific element, but you could do it because technology is moving like faster and faster, and it allows us to do that kind of stuff. So it's just how every industry works, my friend. Every industry works that way.